Hey everyone, welcome. Dr. Morgan with An Evolution in Chiropractic. So what I'm trying to do with this series of videos is just giving you some tools so that whether you're working from the office or from home, you're supported in ways that are going to help you out. So first we looked at ergonomics. How is your station set up to support you throughout a work day, a work week, a work month? Second was adding strength, and we know if your core of your low back or your core of your neck is not strong, you're going to really struggle to stay out of pain and to stay in good posture and do the things that are necessary for work. Third is we're going to look at flexibility and some things that you can do. One of the things that happened, and I mentioned in one of the previous videos, is humans haven't evolved fast enough to become office workers, right? We're not designed to sit like this, and one of the things that happens when we sit so long is, especially our hip flexor muscles and our backs will get tight. And so I'm going to give you a few stretches you can do today to stay out in front of that tightness, something you can do to balance out all the negative things you're doing with a seated posture throughout the day. So the first thing we'll look at is doing a calf stretch. So you can imagine leaning against a wall, leaning against a counter, and basically the back leg is nice and straight and you're feeling the stretch down in the calf area. So this one seems kind of far from the spine, but a lot of research shows that tight calves end up playing in with low back issues. So that's the first thing. The next thing we're going to look at is what are things you can do mostly on the floor to get things loosened up and get things moving. And when I talk to people, this is it's kind of like brushing your teeth. You brush your teeth twice a day for, let's say, 5 minutes, as opposed to waiting for the weekend and doing 60 minutes, right? So this is going to be something you can start off your workday, you can end your workday. I know for me, this is one that I've enjoyed doing some stretches before I go to bed as well. So as we move down to the floor, I'll show you a few things you can do. So when we look at tight hip flexors, that's from the hip being too close, or the hip being too close to the back, and these muscles get short. So one of the first things you can do is you can stretch forward, and actually I'll show you with this leg closest to you. So as you just slide your hips forward and maybe lean your chest back, you'll feel a stretch happening on the front part of your hips, right? That's one way to do it. Another way to do that, if we get further down on the floor, kind of maintaining a similar position, the knee is a little bit bent, and you're leaning away from that knee on the opposite elbow, and again you're feeling that nice stretch right underneath the hip pocket. And so you can lean back. When you get to that area that's tight, breath is always a great way to help maximize the stretch. So right now I'm feeling the stretch, and I can do a big breath in, and when I do that, the stretch will accentuate, and then on the breath out I might be able to go a little bit deeper, because that breath out will tend to relax the neurology and get things to soften up so you can go deeper into a stretch. So that is a second stretch that you can do. Another stretch that we can look at is moving into the yoga pose of child's pose, or the yoga pose of child's pose. So simply just coming forward and letting everything stretch out. So with this one, protect the shoulders. With all of these, really protect your body. Make sure that you're not injuring anything. Do what feels best to your body. You can go from that into cat-cow, so letting the belly drop for cow, arching up for cat. And to be honest, with this exercise, I do this one a lot of time throughout a day just standing. So I'll be standing, and in between patients, in between tasks, I'll just do a standing version of cat-cow. And usually what I'll do, we all do too much of this cat pose anyway, so for every time I go forward, I'll go backwards twice to kind of reverse that hunched posture. So cat-cow is another one that we can do. Another really great one is going to be laying on our back. So if we come into this position, one that can feel really nice is just simply bringing the knees up into the chest and squeezing in. So again, do this to your own comfort. Some people will switch and will do one leg at a time, like that. The other piece that you can add in is just from this nice comfortable position, throwing an ankle up over your knee, and then you can pull through and start to get that stretch in as well, which will play more into piriformis. For some people that's really tight, and you may just have to hold onto your foot and your knee and do the best you can with that. But that one's going to be a really good stretch as well. Always do both sides when you're doing these. And again, really listen to your body. Make sure that you're doing what's necessary for you, and know that I'm available. I want to support you during this time. I want you to know that you have a good resource. Give me a call, reach out, let me know how I can support you. And the reality is, this might be something that you're needing or wanting right now. It's also something that's a forever thing. I describe a lot of these as like the toothbrush for our spine, right? When are you going to stop brushing your teeth? Hopefully never. When are you going to stop needing your spine? Never as well. And so be good about your ergonomics. Be good about keeping the muscles strong that are necessary to live your life, and stay flexible. I hope these have helped. Reach out if you need anything. I'm looking forward to supporting you in whatever way I can. Be well, everyone.